I, after that, moved to a lot of private study. So at that time, Damascus, remember, this is like something like 97, 98, something like that.
So many shuyukhs were still living in Damascus
and it was
at that
that,
time.
and it was that era that there was a lot of this private, you know, people wanted to do
Yes.
durus khasa. They go to a particular sheikh, you know, can I, you know, يمكن أن أقرأ عليك هذا الكتاب, can I do this, can I do that? And so I did a bit of that. Studied a bit of Hanafi fiqh, a bit of grammar, a bit of different things. I started my hifth. I went to Damascus University. That was great fun. Damascus University, they used to, in that day and age, have Arabic courses where they had them in these 3-month semesters, semesters that you would, they had different levels, and so I did like a level 3, a level 4, right? And that was really, you know, it gave you that secular perspective as well. So that was great. And then from there, I went to Pakistan.
Okay, immediately, directly, you didn't come back to the UK?
Actually, I came back for something like a couple of weeks and then went back to Pakistan.
Okay.
And surprisingly, you see, because my family weren't really keen about me studying Islam and stuff.
I wanted to ask you about that. How did your parents react to your choice?
You see, because the thing is that it's not really a thing in the in rural Pakistani culture. Becoming a Maulvi, a Maulana, isn't a thing that anybody does. So it doesn't make sense. Like, they couldn't understand what I was trying to do here. Like, they said to me, they weren't against me learning about Islam. They didn't, I mean, they saw that as, that's a nice thing, you know, like, because I remember my parents actually said to me at that time, look, nobody has an issue with you learning about Islam. You know, learn about it. You know, these are nice things. That's what they actually said. These are nice, you know, achibat. You know, but nobody, but what the hell is this? Because I had, at that point, I got a job and I was working. They were like, oh, so you're going to quit your job. You're going to become like a dervish who lives in a mosque. Is this what you're going to do? Like, what the hell is that? And who the hell does that in the UK? You know, like, they couldn't understand. So they were, I mean, they incredibly upset about this decision. And then they just thought, well, you know, it's a phase. He's going to kind of come out of it. It's like,
it's going to pass.
It's like a goth phase he's going through. It's just becoming a goth or something. And, you know, it'll last a couple of months and then he'll just come out of it. You know, he's a teenager, whatever. And ironically, and a lot of people around me were like that as well, that, you know, oh, Mufti, you're going abroad, and, you know, well, what? We'll give it 3 months. That can, but, you know, ironically, that really, it really fortified my willpower to not give up. I remember thinking that giving up is not an option. Like, it doesn't matter what happens to me, I'm not going to give up. I thought, you know, if I die here, I'm going to die.
You had to prove them wrong.
Yeah, because I felt that, you know, it's going to be like a double insult for me if I give up. And one, I wanted it. There was this very sincere passion. You know, back then, though, studying was, you see, there was no future for it. You know, now we have celebrity sheikhs.
Right.
And we have this kind of almost like a parallel stardom. You know, you've got like Sheikh Hamza Yusuf and all these great ustads and, you know, people who get paid hundreds of thousands of pounds. And back then in the 90s, there was nothing. You know, you weren't coming back to any glamour or glory. In fact, you were going to come back and probably, if you're lucky, drive a taxi. You know, this is, what the hell were you going to do? You've been out of the country for so long.
Yes.
So people who went then went with a great sincerity for learning the actual deen.
For learning.
Yeah, like today, you know, it is true that a lot of people that go off sometimes for this glamour that, you know, I'm going to come back and be a great sheikh. I never thought I was, you know, oh, I'm going to be some kind of, I mean, yes, in my heart, I did wish that, oh, you know, I become so learned in Islam. But, you know, this glamour thing didn't exist, or this kind of like, oh, become a, you know, to aspire to, because there were no models like that at that. I mean, there were some sheikhs in the rising, but it hadn't reached what it reached later on. So yeah, there was this immense sincerity.
So you